Psalm 139 is one of those scriptures that remind us how how close, intentional, and involved God is in our lives. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. It's a psalm, I think, of identity, of being created with purpose, shaped with love, and held through every chapter of life. And today, as we celebrate this anniversary, I can't help but hear these words, not just for individuals, but for communities. Because churches too are knitted together. Churches too move through seasons of growth and loss, challenge and renewal. Churches too have moments where they aren't sure they'll survive, and then somehow they come back to life, sometimes stronger than before. That, my friends, in some ways, is Mount Zion's story. In many ways, we call Mount Zion the comeback kid. Let's be honest. There was a time when, not long ago, when many thought that Mount Zion was done. The financial issues were real. Energy felt low. The future was uncertain. And the question hung in the air, how much longer can we keep doing this? But just like Psalm 139 says, your works are wonderful. I know that very well. God wasn't done with Mount Zion, not even close. Because Mount Zion, in true comeback kid fashion, bounced back. A new relationship was fostered with Trinity. New people walked through the door. Energy returned. Ideas emerged. Partnerships grew. And suddenly, this church, this building, this community, this spiritual home seemed to have gotten a fresh wind. It wasn't the old version of itself. It was a renewed version. A version on par with the current look of the United Church. But a version that is boldly stepping into the future. For this work, Psalm 139 continues, how weighty to me are your thoughts, O God. In other words, God, you've been thinking about us all along. All this time, you've been thinking about us. I think sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we think that decline is the end of the story. Sometimes we assume that once momentum slows, resurrection isn't possible. In some situations, it is so realistically, but it is not so in every situation. Mount Zion is proof that God whispers, just wait. I am not finished weaving. I weaved you in the ideas of the folks who were here long ago who thought we need to build this place. God is saying, I am not done weaving you. And my goodness, look at what has unfolded. Oh, the backhoes have been here. The ground has been dug. The Early Childhood Education Center, Child Care Education Center, a massive project, a bold project, a project that says we believe that we have a future. This center will bring families, children, laughter, community partnership, and new life into this property every single day, every week. That's not just a comeback, that's a rebirth. And if you doubt that, look at the 19 folks who became full members here on Thanksgiving Sunday. And the 3 kids that were christened. We now have a relationship with Woodland Heights. Anna just shared that Woodland Heights is reaching out to us saying, we've got a relationship together and we need you. We need you a little bit more at this time. A public school down the road that sees us at Mount Zion not just as a church, but as a neighbor, as a partner, as a place where children matter and where families can feel supported. My friends, that is Psalm 139 in action. Being fearfully and wonderfully made to serve. Then there is the London Food Bank mobile program, mobile unit, that comes here once a month. Feeding neighbors, meeting needs, opening doors. Mount Zion is now a place of nourishment, a place of welcome and stability for people who need it the most. And more people are coming through our doors, and they're not just coming through our doors, some are staying. They are connecting with us. They're asking questions. They are bringing ideas. They're bringing energy. They're bringing vision. That isn't just survival. That is revival. Mount Zion is becoming what the community here needs. A true community center with worship at its heart and compassion and service in its hands. Psalm 139 ends with this line, I come to the end, and I am still with you. Mount Zion has reached several ends over the years. Moments that felt final, moments that felt fragile, moments that felt like this might be it. And yet, here you are. Here you are, Mount Zion. Here we are, Mount Zion. Still with God, still with each other, still with purpose, still with possibility, and most importantly, still with a future worth leaning into. The truth is, Mount Zion has been fearfully and wonderfully made, not just once, but again and again and again. Because God keeps knitting, God keeps creating, God keeps breathing new life. And you folks, this congregation, are brave enough, are hopeful enough, are organized enough, are faithful enough to say, yes, we are still here. Yes, we are still needed. Yes, we are still called. So, as we celebrate today, we look back with gratitude. We stand in the present with amazement. And we look ahead with expectation. Because Mount Zion is becoming something beautiful. Something beautifuler. I have here Mount Zion is becoming something beautiful, but it's already beautiful. So we'll just say it's becoming something beautifuler. I like beautifuler. The kids aren't here to hear me say that word. It's becoming something bolder, something renewed, something that reflects Psalm 139 perfectly, wonderfully, intentionally crafted for the work ahead. Happy anniversary to you all, Mount Zion, the comeback kid. The community builder, the one small church with an... Oh, you guys thought when I said comeback kid, that was the end of the sermon? Let's end it there. Happy anniversary to Mount Zion, the comeback kid. Amen.